Always good when the talking season transitions to the actual college football season as the Badgers opened up on Saturday night against the Illinois State Redbirds at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll check out some of the highlights from the season opener, first of a three-game homestand, if you will, to begin the 2022 season. We'll check in with Badgers Defensive Coordinator Jim Leonhard, and we'll talk about some former Badger players back on the staff of head coach Paul Chryst. All coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Receivers left, one on the right. Annexstad in the shotgun takes the snap. Four-man rush. Annexstad fires over the middle, picked off the goal line to the 5, to the 10, 15, 20. Torchio to the 30. He's to the 40. Torchio to the 50. 45, 40. 35, 30. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. And the jewelry thief is in. Touchdown, Wisconsin, coast to coast on the pick six.
We always say play for each other, play off of each other, and you know, you make a big play like that, come in the next series, stop them, give offense the ball, let offense score, and that's how momentum changes in the game. So, great play by him.
I couldn't do nothing but smile. I mean, I was gassed because I was trying to run over there to celebrate with him, but couldn't do nothing but smile, man. Like, that guy's been through so much, you know, being a walk-on and getting hurt and just battling through everything he's been through, man. And you know, against all odds, he took it to the crib, and I'm so happy for that guy.
Badgers at their own 4-yard line now. First and 14, handoff to Braylon Allen. Up the middle, slips through at the 10. He's at the 20, at the 30, Allen to the 40, foot race to the house. He's at the 40, at the 30, right side 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin! Braylon Allen, 96 yards!
So it's actually designed to go to the right. It's a gap scheme, so it's kind of you work to right A gap and work your way out gap by gap, but the backside looked open, so I tried to hit the backside and just ran at somebody, bounced off it. It was off to the races.
Play fake, merge, back to throw, lines up. He's a deep right side, DK got it. Touchdown, Wisconsin! Here comes Herbert. He knocked it loose, and the Badgers will pounce. He's gone! Braylon Allen all the way! Another turnover forced by the Wisconsin defense. There is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
For Wisconsin, under center, Zach Annexstad back to throw. Pockets tight. Down he goes. The safety, John Torchio, getting to the quarterback at the 33-yard line. A loss of 6. Snap to Annexstad. Pressure from Herbig. Down goes Annexstad, courtesy of Nick Herbig. At the 42 of the Redbirds. So Nick Herbig had 9 sacks a year ago. Gets number 1 in the first quarter this evening in Madison. Daniel Sopkowitz, double wide to the right. Zach Annexstad of the gun, takes the snap, back to throw. He'll toss it deep, right side. Sopkowitz broken up by Samar Melvin at the 10-yard line. Oh, a terrific play by Melvin on the step-for-step coverage. Braylon Allen is the running back, and Mertz, a little play fake. They go inside to Chimray DK at the 10, at the 20. DK loose to the 30, Chimray to the 40, to the 50 along the numbers. DK to the 30, 25-20, and finally run down by Frankie West inside the 20-yard line. The 16 of Illinois State, 3rd down and 7. Shotgun snap, Mertz, 3-man rush. Graham throws left side, end zone, wide open. Chimray DK, touchdown Wisconsin. Mertz to DK, and it's 30-0, the Badgers. Play fake for Annexstad. He'll whip it to the left, and that's intercepted by Preston Sackman. Rolls to the turf near the 45-yard line of the Redbirds.
The amount of weapons that we have on our offense is it's pretty scary, I would say, just because we have so many people that can make plays, and just seeing that come together, it's an awesome thing.
Shoot, we were throwing to everybody tonight, and we were running it too. So I think just having that combination, having confidence from everybody is it's going to be big this year.
We have a lot of different people who can do different things. Mark Sounds really physical. Skylar Bell's, tough and catch point, really confident. Kay Lou's so smooth and lanky. And I feel like we complement each other, and if we keep getting the details right, we can really be a balanced receiving room and hopefully make some special plays down the line.
I think it just goes back to the trust in my teammates, my O-line, the trust they have in me. I mean, like I said, that's our job to move the ball. You want to make good decisions. That's also part of my job.
Just seeing him in the huddle, just a lot more relaxed. It's reassuring for the whole offense. Slowing everything down when it needs to be slowed down is it's a huge thing, and it's something that can really help us. With young people being a part of the offense, I think him, taking that leadership role has been something that helps us a lot.
I handed the ball off and carried out my fake a little bit, and I was like, I just said on another interview, but it reminded me of like a Northwestern run last year where he kind of pinballed around a little bit. And as soon as I saw the line of all the backs of our line and him right behind, I'm like, oh, he's breaking this. And so I just took off because I knew he was gone as soon as I saw that.
I pulled around, I pushed my guy to the ground, and then I was looking, I just saw a pile, and I was like, oh, the play, must be over. And then all of a sudden, Braylon got out of the pile, and he found the hole and shot right through. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
In the moment after the touchdown, I was too tired. I completely forgot. And I was walking to the sideline, I was like, oh man, I gotta show my GB. But yeah, I know he's watching down and he's proud, so it's cool to have that moment.
That's how you play the game, man, to see your brothers eat. You want to see everybody eat. I think it all starts in the locker room. We're really close in the locker room. I mean, just seeing guys like that just make play after play is spectacular.
Winning's not easy. Winning's not easy at all. So a win is always good. There's always things to clean up. But going into week 2 with the win under your belt always feels good.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
One of the many fun aspects of being associated with a program is seeing guys who played here and played at a very high level. You know, for a time, they may go off and do other things, playing professionally or in the working world, but a lot of them come back, and that's the case here with the current staff under head coach Paul Chryst. It's a pretty good list of guys. I know, Jack Sitchie, we saw him around a little bit last year. Doesn't end with him, but when you can do this, when guys have an interest in coming back to the program and they can contribute some things, I would imagine you guys all welcome those guys back with open arms.
Absolutely. Those are the ones that, in so many ways, we talk about, kind of who built this place, and you're talking about guys that have been, when they were here, have been exactly what you want them to be, and that's what you want your current players to be around, and each guy is a little bit different, and it is awesome for me to see. I get excited for our current players to have a chance to get to know Sitch or Mike Caputo or Alec James and Casey Rawbach, and the list goes on. Chris Orr's around, back around, and you just have Rashid Ibrahim was here before, and so I think there's just a number of guys that I think they can reach out and connect. Especially now, I think it's important. We've got a number of transfers, and Rashid was one that transferred in, and you've got guys that were captains and truly understand this place, and then we've been fortunate with the number of full-time assistants that are coaching on the field, and you got Costi in the weight room. There's just a lot of, I think, guys that understand this, and yet you wouldn't have them just because they were ex-players, they were great players here. It's what they can contribute now to the guys, and I think that I always do. I see when any of our players is talking to them, I don't know what the message is, but it'll be a good message.
Well, the thing about that group too, collectively, Paul, even from vantage point of someone like myself who's kind of outside looking in, but their absolute love of the game. I mean, Jack Sitchie, you never question that. Michael Caputo, it would be laughable to question that. I mean, and they had to deal with stuff, with injuries and all that, but man, they live to be a part of this sport, don't they?
They do, and I think too they understand not just the love of the game and how grateful you need to be, and then that rubs off, but also just the approach that's needed to be in anything, and how you go about it, fighting through adversity. There aren't many players that go through any of this that don't at some point have a point of adversity, and some of it's maybe an injury, some of it's something not going the way they want it to go through, and it's kind of how did you come out of that. And I think you just go down the list of really every guy, and we know that our current players are going to be facing that, and if you can have someone there to help and someone that they'll listen to, and they'll hear the message a lot, but sometimes it's maybe the second, the third person that it really resonates with, and that's why I feel truly grateful to have them around, and because of who they are as people. And I think they do have a love of the game and love of team. They value team, and we all get to do that together, and that's why I feel really fortunate that they're here.
I did a double take when this is going back, the spring ball, when I saw Casey Rawbach back. Now, as you get the recruiting staff to where you want it, in terms of the number of people there, but a guy like him, if I'm a young player, now today's player probably doesn't have a lot of in-person recollection of Casey's era here, but if they look it up, which I'm sure they have, you want to pick all their brains, but Casey Rawbach, part of championship teams, a lot of years in the NFL. This guy was terrific when he was here, and boy, somebody who could really pass along a lot of knowledge.
Absolutely. There's one that I didn't, certainly knew of him and heard of him, but really hadn't got to know, and the more that I'm around him, he is fascinating to me, and he's so grounded and so smart in so many different ways, and they don't have to understand maybe who he was as a player, but when you listen to him and you hear him speak, he resonates with people, and he's also great certainly on the evaluation end of it, but he is a people person, and and not in a way that just kind of it's authentic, it's real, and people will connect with him. But there's a guy that I think that just can impact us as a staff as much as he impacts others, that when he's in any type of recruiting role, or all your recruits that you recruit and get, they end up being your players, and you get to know them through the recruiting process, and what a great another resource for them to have.
Yeah, it's great to see all those guys back here, and a guy like Chryst who's kept playing right this spring, along with Garrett Groshek and others. There's some guys, they're going to play until someone tells them they can't, and I really have to applaud that, don't you?
And like you said, because they love the game, and yet equally what I appreciate, they love this place, and they love this place for what it's done and what it's brought to them.
Yeah, it's great to have all those guys back, and they are back for a reason, and they are all making contributions to this Wisconsin football program. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
They have been among the very best defenses in the nation for more than a little while now, under the direction of Defensive Coordinator Jim Leonhard. A lot of new faces this season. We'll see some young guys. We'll see some guys out of the transfer portal. And Jim, it's interesting. We'll start with the secondary. It'll be a new group back there, but a group that maybe that's not real new to football. I mean, the portal that's generated a ton of talk, but it's something that hopefully can help that defense here sooner than later, right?
We were so fortunate last year to have the experience we had, the depth we had at some of the positions, and obviously we had to do it a little bit different this year. So I'm really excited about the group. As far as the corner group goes, I think it's probably as deep a group as we've ever had in all reality. So I'm excited to see how the competition plays out. Already got a lot of thoughts in my head on how we can use kind of the unique skill set of a number of different guys, even well down the depth. And as safeties, I think we have a talented group. We don't have that much experience in that group, so excited to see how they can grow and just figuring out how defined of a role we need to create for them in the fall. Last year we were able to just kind of let them play and play off of each other. It might just have to be a little bit more defined this season.
Is the makeup of the player, either as freshmen or through the portal, is that different? The skill sets, you use it more of a speed thing now because offenses, they're trying to get you out in space. Has that changed the kind of athlete that you want to bring here to the program?
Yeah, I think you can't be kind of that one-hit wonder. You can't be good at just one thing and have some holes in your game. You have to be much more well-rounded than you had to be in the past. But I'm excited for this group from the front all the way back because I think from a play speed and physicality standpoint, we're going to be an athletic defense. And if you can't match up outside of the box, you're in trouble all the time, and I feel great about that. So I'm excited. As camp goes along, you're just trying to identify playmakers. Some guys think quicker than others. Some guys you have to give a down off as far as the processing goes, and that's the fun part of camp. And as coaches, we love it, trying to figure out the personalities of the guys. We got a pretty good clue. We're around them a lot, but once you add a little bit of pressure to fall camp and trying to solidify what those roles are going to be at the start of the season and continue to get guys motivated as the season goes on. That's the trick. That's the fun part. And we got guys that love to be teammates. We got kids that love to be coached. So it's like being a kid in a candy store. Get back on the field every day and sitting in the meeting room with these guys and making them better. That's what it's all about.
True confessions that people will ask me, like, okay, what about this defense? There's so many starters gone. And my answer is, you know what? History tells us they figure it out, and they'll be pretty good. That's really easy for someone like me to say, but I guess, Jim, if you've got guys like, I'll just throw out a name, Keanu Benton, you get a Nick Herbig. Alexander Smith has played a lot of ball here. That's not a bad place to start as you try to, I know the standard is pretty high here, but as you chase that standard, those are pretty good examples of how to get there.
Yeah, this program is built on development. So it's all about guys as you continue to grow through your career, get better every single year. And then you get that older group, those juniors and seniors that are on their way out, play your best football. And that's been the standard of this program and what it's been based on. So as coaches, you kind of have to trust the process sometimes. And I think you go through a spring, you go through a summer, and you realize some guys are right on that cusp of making a huge breakthrough. And hopefully early in camp you see they start reaping those rewards, right? And going into the season with confidence. But it's going to look different. There's no question about it. There's going to be a lot of new faces. You're going to have to check the program every once in a while and early in the season and figure out who these guys are. But very confident in the talent that we have and the depth that we have really from front to back of this defense.
Interesting on both sides, because you go up against the offense, obviously, and regularly. Can you, from your perspective, can we kind of say the same thing about people know Braylon Allen, Graham Mertz's been around, Chimere DK, but there are some younger guys that your players got a dose of in the spring and obviously during camp. People are going to probably have a chance to really enjoy what they see out there on that side of the ball as well.
Yeah, I think similar to defense, there's a number of guys ready for that breakthrough. Sat behind some guys that had a ton of experience. You think of KP and Danny and Jake Ferguson, guys like that. Just you're waiting, and you feel like you're kind of waiting for too long sometimes to hit the role you want. But I think it's a very hungry group on offense. It's a group of guys that want to make a name for themselves, and I'm excited. The competition in the spring was tremendous, offense and defense. So just looking to continue to build on that, and we're going to be physical, right? We're going to run the football, but I think we have the ability to be dynamic on the edges on offense as well, and I'm excited to watch that come to life.
It's been interesting watching your career here as a coach. It seemed like when you decided to get into this that it was a great fit. Just listening to you here, has it been everything that you hoped for? You look like you love it out here. I mean, there's a lot going on, as we all know, in college athletics, but once it's out here between the lines and ball, has it been everything that you had hoped it would be to this point?
Yeah, I love coaching and love coaching kids in this program. We recruit kids that they want to be well-rounded. They want to be students. They want to be athletes. They want to kind of max out that college experience. That's fun. It's fun to be around guys that are that hungry and motivated. And as a coach, when you see guys start to make those breakthroughs, that's what it's all about. I'm not playing another down, and I'm totally happy with that. My body hurts too much. So watching guys kind of continue to develop and go through some adversity sometimes and come out the other side, that's what it's all about. And obviously with the number of guys that you're around, and you have an opportunity to impact a lot of people, and that's really exciting to me.
All right, that's Jim Leonhard, Badgers Defensive Coordinator. Stay with us. We have much more to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
You'll hear things like, you're going to need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're going to be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Game 2 for the Wisconsin Badgers coming up this Saturday afternoon, a 2:30 kickoff at Camp Randall Stadium as the Badgers take on Pac-12 opponent Washington State. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.